Okay, let's look at example 3, how the cash withdrawing may affect monetary base. Here we assume non-public, like household or business, withdraw $1 million from their account. So what happened to the currency, reserve, and the monetary base? Keep in mind, when the non-bank public withdraw the cash, this is not a monetary policy taken by the Federal Reserve. It's just the action done by the non-bank public. So we are going to use the T account to show these transactions' impact on the monetary base. So we draw $1 million by non-bank public. Because it involves the non-bank public, we first need to show the non-bank public the balance sheet. Asset, liability, and equity. Because we know all the money in the checkable deposit belong to the non-bank public. So the checkable deposit is part of the non-bank public, the asset. Since there's a withdrawal of the $1 million, so the deposit will decline by $1 million. So we use the negative side to means deposit declined. So after non-bank public get cash, cash also belong to the non-bank public. It's part of their asset too. So cash will increase by $1 million. So that's what happened to the balance sheet of the non-bank public. We can see the balance sheet still keep the balance because the positive $1 million will be offset by the negative $1 million. So what happened to the bank after this withdrawing the request? So you need to record the deposit from the non-bank public is a bank's liability. So after this transaction, the deposit in the bank declined by $1 million. And if you still can remember, when we studied the bank operation, anything happen to the deposit, the same amount will happen to the reserve too. So which means if the deposit goes down by $1 million, reserve will also go down by $1 million. And the reserve is part of the bank assets. So reserve go down by $1 million is a negative $1 million. So we can see here the bank balance sheet keep it balanced. Because of the change reserve, the Fed will also be affected by these non-bank public actions. But how could this affect the Fed? And we know the reserve is money the commercial bank put into the Federal Reserve. Reserve belong to the commercial bank, so it's a part of the Federal Reserve's liability. So reserve here reduced by $1 million. But how can we balance this? And remember, when we analyze the non-bank public T account, we see the cash or currency increase by $1 million. So here, the cash or currency increased by $1 million in the circulation, and the positive $1 million and positive $1 million and negative $1 million will be offset each other. So the Fed, the balance sheet, keep the balance. So now we can see what happened to the currency. The currency, the cash, increased by $1 million. What happened to the reserve? Reserve declined by $1 million based on the T account we started. So what happened to the monetary base? Monetary base is equal the currency plus reserve. So currency increased by 1 million, but the reserve down by 1 million. So these two will cancel out each other. So monetary base, the change will be 0, which means the monetary base remains the same. So our conclusion here is the action taken by the non-bank public will not affect the monetary base. And the previous two examples, if you can recall, the example 1 and 2, they are different because example 2 and 1 and 2 covered the action taken by the Federal Reserve is a part of the monetary policy. It will affect monetary base. But here, the action taken by the non-bank public is not monetary policy. It will not affect the monetary base.